video is to educate IBAs on how to properly fill out logbook paperwork with ARL to be in compliance with state and federal regulations. IBAs are required by DOT regulations to keep the current day's log along with the past 7 days' logs with them at all times. All logs must be turned in weekly to ARL with their paperwork along with fuel receipts. A log that is properly filled out is the key to avoiding issues during roadside inspections, which can ultimately affect your pre-employment screening scores, PSPs, and CSA 2010 scores. Here are the steps to fill out a proper log. Date, miles driven that day, tractor number, trailer number, IBA ID number, and IBA signature are required. Any company driver information must be filled out also if applicable. The hours of service are as follows. A IBA is permitted to be on duty for 14 hours during the day. During those 14 hours, a IBA can drive up to 11 hours. The extra 3 hours can be used for both off-duty and on-duty business, such as eating, loading, unloading, etc. A 10-hour break must be taken between each shift. A IBA is only permitted to work 70 hours in a revolving 8-day period. A 34 consecutive hour break will restart your 70-hour clock. The next portion of the logbook is the grid. This tells where you have been and what you have done throughout the day. It is extremely important that this portion is current at all times. Accurate and all duty state changes must be documented with the city and state. No city abbreviations are acceptable. A pre-trip and post-trip inspection must be documented every day also, along with the city and state as on duty, not driving. Each line of the grid must be added and documented in the blocks to the right of the grid. These blocks must equal 24 hours. The shipper and commodity must be documented as well. You can use general freight or containers, or you may get more specific such as CVS or cosmetics. The bottom portion of the log is extremely important also and must be filled out completely. Truck, trailer, origin, and destination must be documented. The bottom left side of the log is required for road and fuel tax purposes. Even if you do your own, we are required to keep a copy. Beginning and ending odometer must be documented, along with the odometer reading when you cross a state line. We are required to report all miles driven in each state. The only accurate way of doing this is to properly fill out this portion of the paperwork. Any fuel bought must be documented in this area also. You may contact the log or road and fuel department at ARL for additional explanation. The right side of the bottom portion is your driver vehicle inspection report, or DVIR. This should be filled out at the end of the day. A IBA signature and date is the only thing required if there are no issues with your equipment. If you find an issue and document it on this portion, the issue must be fixed before your next trip. The mechanic that fixed that issue must sign, and the IBA must sign it to verify the issue was fixed. Complete and accurate paperwork is the easiest way to avoid issues on a roadside inspection. The biggest issues that operators get citations or out of services for are easily avoidable. Always keep your logbook current. Always keep each and every log completely and accurately. Keep your current day and 7 days logs with you at all times, and watch your hours of service. Don't give the DOT a reason to give you a citation or an out of service that will ultimately affect your wallet or your CSA 2010 score. In closing, with the CSA 2010 regulations, every roadside inspection affects your personal CSA 2010 score. If a IBA gets bad roadside inspection, whether it is a moving violation, mechanical, or logging issue, it will go on to his or her score. When your score gets too high, our insurance company may require us to terminate a driver due to a high score. Each driver will carry their score with them wherever they go. The CSA 2010 now gives employers the ability to look at a driver's pre-employment screening score, otherwise known as the PSP, before they hire you. almost like a motor vehicle report. An employer can see your history of roadside inspections for the last 3 years. So if your history is bad, it will be difficult for you to find a company that will hire you as an IBA, which could ultimately affect your career as a driver. Again, if you have any issues or questions with logging, please contact the safety department. If you need a one-on-one consultation, call STAR at 412-507-3038. She will be happy to assist you in making sure that you are in compliance with your logbook.